Like I said, everyone knows my thoughts on Conjuring. Let me read here. Directed by James Wan, as we said.
James Wan.
And
I want to know where you first saw the
movie. It had to have been like when it was on video afterwards. I didn't see it in theaters. But for those of you who don't know, I'm
speechless.
I have the plot synopsis here from Wikipedia. Not Wikipedia, the Google plot synopsis, just to refresh everyone. In 1970, paranormal investigators and demonologist Lorraine Vera Farmiga and Ed Patrick Wilson, who I really like, Warren, are summoned to the home of Carolyn Lily Taylor, who I also really like.
Yeah.
And Ron Livingston, who I always confuse for Kyle Chandler.
Who's Kyle Chandler?
He was in... Oh, God, I'm only thinking of King Kong movies that he was in. He was in Peter Jackson's King Kong, and then he was also in Godzilla vs. Kong. And he's in a bunch of other stuff. Why am I only thinking of the stupid 8 movies? Anyway.
Okay. He's from Little Black Book with Brittany Murphy.
Ron Livingston?
Yes.
He's also in Office Space. He's the main guy in Office Space. But look up Kyle Chandler. They look almost exactly alike. The parents and their 5 daughters have recently moved into a secluded farmhouse where a supernatural presence has made itself known. Though the manifestations are relatively benign. I'm having a hard time reading. At first, events soon escalate in horrifying fashion, especially after the Warrens discover the house's macabre history. Now,
true story.
Now, again, my personal feelings about the Warrens aside, if I'm just viewing it as a piece of fiction, it's okay. It's okay. I've really grown to like it more than I did. Mm-hmm. It's mostly just the scares don't really do it for me, but not all of them. Some of them are really good. The more subtle scares are that's like me. I can watch like the most horrifying horror like stuff like blood and guts and whatnot, but it's like real simple stuff that really does it for me.
Okay.
So like when she turns around, you see like the feet hanging, or like when the hanging person's just floating, like stuff like that does it for me. Not so much the demon face and growling. But why do you like it? Why do you like that movie?
Well, I love The Conjuring. I think it's one of the scariest movies ever made, to be honest.
Really?
I really do. And I remember the first time I saw it. I was living in New York City at the time.
Oh.
So it made it even more special. And it was a packed theater. It was right when it came out. It was amazing.
Okay.
And I think because I am like a faithful person, I think it has a little bit more meaning.
I was going to say, these movies are really, really popular. And then like when I started watching, like, oh, I can see why this is really popular with like a huge demographic.
But like, at least it's getting a good message out there, and it's appealing to more people.
By the way, Catholics love horror movies that involve Catholic, like Exorcist, because it usually.
Would you know?
No, that was like a big thing when The Exorcist came out. It was such a big hit. Like,
I thought there was a lot of like backlash towards that film.
Maybe, but a lot of people started like Omen and Exorcist, all that satanic panic stuff from the 70s. It drove a lot of people back to the church. So I think that's why the Catholic Church was like, yeah, make as many horror movies as you want. Make as many horror movies as you want.
I really think this movie still holds up too, and I can watch this like endlessly.
Yeah, I do like it over and over again. Do like that they address that sometimes there wasn't a haunting.
Yes,
I did like the scene where they go there and you hear like the creak, and they're like, no, it's not always a haunting. I don't know. Like I said, they're two good actors, Vera and Patrick Wilson,
and they seem to be really passionate about this. Like,
yes, they're really in.
I'm pretty sure Vera converted to Catholicism.
Really?
Yes.
Huh. Well, she did know Lorraine Warren. She didn't know.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Who's in it?
Yes.
Split second. I think it's just her.
Yeah, I liked Lily Taylor in it too. Mm-hmm. I'm always a fan of her.
I couldn't see them together, but it's okay.
Yeah, I couldn't see them together. It's not the worst horror film she's ever been in. Leatherface from 2017. She
is in that.
She is.
That movie made me very uncomfortable. A lot like a movie we recently saw. Sorry.
Honestly, I've forgotten the one thing I remember from. The one thing I remember from Leatherface 2017 is when they throw the wheelchair guy out the windows.
Yeah, but when I think of Lily Taylor, I think of that movie she did with River Phoenix. Dog pound, dog.
With River Phoenix?
Yeah.
Huh. I'm blanking on it.
He's like a military guy. It was made into a musical. Dog, face dog.
Yes.
Please someone write it in there.
Someone let us know. Someone let us know. She's also in the stupid 90s Haunting remake, which I like ironic.
Yeah.
I like ironically.
I like
That movie's pretty bad. It's pretty
but I like that kind of stuff. But Conjuring.
Yes.
Back to it.
Yeah.
And I think the scares were so original.
You know what? Looking back, I do like it better than Insidious. Insidious was just basic
Was that
for me.
first? That came out first.
Insidious was first, but for me, I'm like,
Yeah.
this is just the plot of Poltergeist, just dumber.
I haven't seen it in so long.
With the Darth Maul goat monster running around.
Scary.
Who listens to Tiny Tim. Apparently, this Darth Maul goat monster really got into Tiny Tim.
And in The Conjuring, Ryan Gosling's band song is.
Yeah, we mentioned that in the episode. I'm like, that's
really?
because it's supposed to be the 70s. It's like, oh, that's a weird song to throw there.
That's funny. I didn't think about that.
And that's here's my problem with James Wan's horror.
Dogfight. Sorry.
Dogfight. James Wan's horror films. He did a good job with the Aquaman movie. I'll give him that.
I didn't see it.
As an Aquaman fan, I'm like, well, the problem is it's too long because I think he thought, oh shit, what if this fails? It'll be the only Aquaman movie ever. We have to do every Aquaman thing. It's like, okay, he did too much. But that was good. I like his action stuff. But the first horror film I can remember watching of his is Dead Silence.
Oh, yeah.
The puppet one. Mm-hmm. And that was one of the few movies where I just went, what? Why am I watching this?
Oh, it's been so long since I
but no, Conjuring's better than Insidious. I'll give it that. I like the characters a little bit more.
Well, it is true.
Oh, it's a true story, yeah.
Based on real people, and there's a wonderful quote at the end of it.
Oh, shit, I forgot this whole time. I had slides. I had slides here.
When I worked at Warner Brothers, I saw James Wan's parking spot.
Oh.
I think there was a car there.
Oh.
Did
you wait by his car?
No. I'm professional. But I did sneak around the Fuller House stage so I could see some actors that I did.
Good being professional. I am also professional. Like when we were hanging out with Macaulay Culkin and every single one of my friends that weekend kept asking to hang out. I'm like, guys, we're working. We're I know we're hanging out, but we're also filming. I can't invite all my friends over to hang out with Macaulay Culkin.
I would have been like, can you ask him all about the Page Master for me?
We did talk about the Page because they played one of the videos he shot. He played with James and Mike, the Page Master Nintendo game.
Oh yeah.
And we were talking about it. I'm like, yeah, a lot of people shit on the movie, but I actually really like that movie. He's like, yeah, it's okay. So yes, Conjuring 1, you love it.
I do.
It was a huge hit. Who would have thought? So this is 2011, right? 2013?
Yes.
Wow. So, and you wouldn't think these two things are related, but around this time, Marvel is building their cinematic universe.
Okay.
And it's doing so well. It's not the first cinematic universe, obviously, the Godzilla movies and the classic horror movies like Dracula, Frankenstein. But in this modern era of cinematic universes, Marvel is taking off. And everyone's trying to be their own cinematic universe. And I never would have thought in 2013 that Conjuring would be one of the most successful ones. To the point, this franchise is the most successful horror franchise of all time.
Wow.
And
probably one of my favorites.
And it's a shared universe at Warner Brothers. They've 2 out of 3 ain't bad, okay? They did the Godzilla universe that's doing really well. The Conjuring universe, they fucked up with their DC Comics universe. They tried to be Marvel and they did it. It was all downhill after my appearance in The Dark Knight Rises, which it was good seeing Joey King in The Conjuring. Because I was like, oh, Joey King, she was also in that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't expect this. I thought, obviously, they were going to make a sequel. I didn't expect this to become a huge shared universe.
Yeah.
And it has. And, they were planting seeds early because there's a character in this. Oh, by the way, there's the Warrens there. I should have been showing their slides the whole time.
Aww.
There's a character in this that went off onto her own trilogy.
Oh, yeah.
Annabelle.
Oh, Annabelle.
Which they show in the beginning, which again, I guess was based on a true story, but it was a Raggedy Ann doll, which we'll mention later on.
Okay.
Or pretty soon, actually. So yeah, Annabelle, this doll, I guess, scared everyone.
She's terrifying. You don't think she's that scary?
She wasn't that scary in the movie,
Also,
she turns around, but the
only...
Bathsheba demon was holding her.
She's so scary too. It's the only movie out of the universe that she moves. The doll.
Oh yeah, she doesn't really move in the other ones.
No.
Oh, there's a Conjuring Annabelle creation VR experience. If you ever want to try that out. When I first got the VR headset, we were trying all these VR experiences.
Cool. I did the It one.
Yeah, famously when I'm actually no, the shark video, but I got my grandmother to do the It one.
Oh my gosh, I feel like I saw that.
Yes, they did the second It one, but I couldn't have her do it because she had a heart attack in between videos.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
And when she had that heart attack, I said, Anne, I was supposed to do another VR video with you. Also, I'm glad you're okay. So yeah, Annabelle ends up becoming like a fan favorite in this movie for some reason. And she appears in other films.
Yeah, she's...
Did you know what other
heart of
films?
all of them. What?
Not Conjuring. Do you know what other films she appears in?
What do you mean? Her own films?
No, she because it's all Warner Brothers. She appears in the DC Comics film. She's an
No,
Aquaman.
she doesn't.
She is an Aquaman.
Where is she an Aquaman?
I'll look it up right now. I can't bring it up on
man.
screen.
I love Megan.
Hold on. Aquaman, Annabelle. There she is. There's a part where there's like garbage.
Oh, that's awesome.
There's garbage underneath. And then Shazam, which is the director of Annabelle
Mm-hmm.
Creation, he threw Annabelle in the pawn shop in the beginning of the movie.
God.
So she's getting around, Annabelle, and yeah, she ended up getting her own movie.
Yeah.